SoCalQOL, happy freaking Friday. Don't you just love Fridays? TGIF. Come on, come on. But hey, you know what? If you're a workaholic and you're hustling, honestly, a Friday is just another day to work. So it's all good. But hey, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope this week, it wasn't even a full week for the new year, I know, but for the most part, I just hope that this week gave you some positivity, that you felt encouraged either because of SoCalQOL or other people in your life that are, supporting you and giving you the confidence that you need to do whatever it is that you're striving to do. So, with that being said, the theme for today is going to be financial, as in Financial Friday. And the great thing about the timing of not only SoCal, but of just discussing money, discussing expenses, discussing your financials, because we've had one great depression, we had one huge collapse, and the scary thing is that I'm sure everyone thought it would never happen again. I'm sure that everyone was like, the government's going to take care of us. They're never going to, lead us astray. But I don't know about you guys. I have learned, even just in the past few years, that yes, we have a government, and yes, we need government. I'm sure there's a great debate that we could make about the fact that is having a certain amount too much or having a certain amount too little. We can definitely discuss that in future things. I don't know what category of wellness that fits in, but I'll research that later. Maybe spiritual. But what I'm getting at is no one thought the economy would end up doing the same thing it did, not only in the Great Depression, but even since the 2008 financial dilemma. Like, there were so many things, so many red flags, and yet only a handful of people caught it. Only a handful of people expected what happened. And that's a big difference in life. And I think we can all agree upon that. Like, expecting something to happen because you can see the equation, or you can see the signs, is something that I think we all need in all aspects of our lives and all different types of wellness, but especially in our finances. We can't sit back, spend a whole bunch of money one weekend, here comes the first, and we don't have money for rent. Like, that's just unacceptable. Now, the sad part is that the government's been doing that, and they haven't been paying their bills. They haven't been keeping up with their finances. And the scary thing with them is they can print their own money, or I should say the Federal Reserve can print their own money. Now, think of a day where we don't even have a Federal Reserve and it's just the government, and the government prints whatever they want. That'll be a scary day. But here's the beauty of what's happening right now. If you turn on the tube, open up your phone, go on the internet and look up stock market, you'll see it's in decline. Every like 10 years, our stock market goes in decline, kind of does its little up and downy thing all the way down, and then there's a support level. Once it hits that support level, it'll then begin to rise. Well, I can't go into all the details of all the videos that I've seen. I'm going to try to give you as much information I can. I actually didn't write any notes because I just wanted this to be supernatural. I just not supernatural, but I want it to be very natural and casual, super casual, very natural. And I just wanted to kind of talk off the cuff because there's certain things that I've grasped that excites me, because I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the collapse. I'm not worried about the economy going down. I'm not worried about the stock market. And all that has to do with the fact that I know why it's doing what it's doing. I know where to put my money, or at least where to invest. And I even know for basically the rest of my life, what I want to do with my finances. And that to me is the epitome of financial wellness. And so I would love to share my version of that today. I'm assuming it's only going to go for another 25 minutes, hopefully. So I haven't heard any feedback from our 30-minute little time frame that we've been doing, but all the I shouldn't say encouragement, all of the criticism, all of the positive reinforcement, or any critiques, any concerns you have, please DM, post, reply, all that good stuff. And I just realized the fireworks from Disneyland are going to go off right now. That's okay. We're going to keep going. Uh, yes, finances. So let me just start by saying I was never into finances. I was never into money, really. Yes, I've made a good amount of money for not a lot of work. And I kind of took it after a while as like, oh, this is the way it is, like my life. I play guitar or I do this one job and I get a certain amount of money. I take that money, I have it, and then by the time I use it all, I've already made the same thing, if not more so. And so I've never really had to like think about finances in a way that I had to know I had to know what money would do for me. Like I didn't know how to make money work for me. I always just thought you have to physically do something to then make the money. Now, all of that is the epitome, I think, of a good amount of people, but there was a part of me that had a dream, a financial dream. And that dream was I was going to write hit songs. My hit songs were going to be played on the radio, on TV. Other artists would cover them. They'd be on movies, they'd be on commercials. People would cover them or, do them in different languages. There would be live versions, there'd be acoustic versions. All the publishing, all the money that is made from that one song, I would own, or I would at least own 50% of it, uh, due to the way publishing and copyrights work. You kind of have to give a little to get a little, or to get a lot. So by giving out a little bit, almost like not reinvesting it, but regardless, by giving something away and not having 100% of nothing, you give away 50% of it, so you get 50% of something. So that's kind of the idea. But what I didn't anticipate happening was the free market, the music industry would not like my shit. And that's exactly what happened. My music did not appeal to whoever, whoever cared or whoever needed to know or whoever I needed to impress. And it only took me 20 years to figure that out. And, even people that I thought liked it, or even things and people and places and all the crap that I did, I could have sworn I was onto something, but no, the whole time it was just kind of like, man, you just playing guitar, and I would physically be able to play, and it's basically like getting hired to, build a table, and if your one thing was I'm making this one type of table and I'm only going to sell this one type of table and it's going to make millions. No, someone asks you to here to actually I need you to make this table. Can you make this table? Oh, well, I can make that table for this amount of money. Am I going to get as much joy of it? No. Am I going to at least feel somewhat fulfilled because I'm doing something I quote unquote love? Maybe. So I like my chair or my table example. That's hilarious. But all that to be said, after the 20 years of not making any money playing music, I I like I've said before, I've switched careers a few different times in like the past decade, and the most recent switch that I did, I had to know about the securities industry. I had to know about the stock market and mutual funds and stocks and bonds and just everything that had to do with the securities industry. And the best thing ever was that I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. It didn't make sense. I think I took the test. It's called the Series 65. There's multiple, but the one I was supposed to take was called the Series 65. And I guess I'm kind of proud of this now because I'll tell you why after. But I think I failed the test 3 times. I don't even remember how many times I've taken it. That's how many times I've taken it, and it just didn't make sense. And I tried not to remember because it was just a super depressing moment. I think when we fail, a lot of us feel like that's that's something we want to forget, right? Well, my new motto is if you're not failing, you're not trying. So by me failing multiple times at this test, and it's one of the hardest ones, but I'm sure there's other tests that are harder. It's not rocket science, but yet I just couldn't grasp the industry, or the way I kind of perceived it after the fact was telling me. I physically couldn't do it. And so I just said, okay, well, what's next? If I can't get this, if I can't get this, then what do I do? How do I help people? And the crazy thing is that as I had that revelation, as I had that moment of clarity for myself, this isn't for everybody. I'm not saying no one should go into the securities industry. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take any series tests and sell those products to customers. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, for me, where I am in my life, maybe if I was younger, maybe if I was in my teens and you know, I was learning that stuff back then. Granted, they don't teach you at least the grand scheme of economics in school. You can learn it from other people. Hi, fireworks. You can learn it from other people, but as far as school goes, the only thing as far as education for me was going to high school. Everything else was just music, hanging out with friends, and just waiting till I was done. That way I could move to LA. That's pretty much what happened. So I'm gonna take some tea so we can have a firework break. Ah, beautiful. So I took it as a sign that I'm not supposed to be in this industry. So then it made me think, okay, well, why is that? Why wouldn't someone like me want to be in the securities industry? Why wouldn't I want to care about the stock market? Why wouldn't I want to have stocks and bonds and like why wouldn't I want to have a retirement account? So in the midst of that, I was getting into the idea of real estate and the idea of investing. And another entrepreneur named Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. I mean, that was like the foundation for me in that time. I'm listening to Robert and he's talking about what he does, and he has three things. He has businesses, 500 or plus, 500 plus employee businesses. He has real estate, and he has commodities. He doesn't believe in saving money for retirement. He doesn't believe in really the stock market. And so I was like, wow, I mean, maybe that's me. I don't know. At the time, I was just trying to understand his concepts and his realities that he has. And so flash forward a few years, I'm still listening to Robert. I'm still grasping the idea of, okay, there's businesses, there's investments, and then there's commodities. Then I start hearing about a gentleman named Peter Schiff. And I believe I saw him on Joe Rogan. There could have been a chance that there was other YouTube videos out there, but obviously Joe Rogan is a great podcaster for me, and he's just a dude that just lives his life, but somehow, some way, it's pouring life into me and my life and my ears and my head. So he had Peter on. Peter starts talking about the economy, starts talking about how he predicted the 2008 crash, and he then starts describing the way he sees the economy, the way he sees the market, the reasons why it doesn't work and why it's failing and why our our government's pensions are, I mean, other than student loans, which you can't declare bankruptcy on, you have to owe that money back. Other than other than student loans, I mean, the pensions alone are gonna kill us as the next generation, maybe even all the way to Gen Z, who knows? But, then he starts talking about gold and he starts talking about the commodities that he actually ends up selling himself. He's got his own gold site, but he has an affiliate website called Gold Money. So, you know, I look into Gold Money. I sign up for it. I ended up getting, a couple ounces of gold to my wife, and that was right at the support level with gold, meaning support level where it flattens out and it starts bouncing, but it doesn't go any lower than the anyway is going up. So it hit its support level at 1200 around there and is now going up. It's in a bullish market. So I, as a owner of gold, am sitting there watching gold go up, and it's just hilarious to me because to have that expectation in my finances and to be super calm, and I'm not tripping. I'm like, if it goes down, it goes down. I still have the same amount that I bought originally. So I mean, there's no loss, but the way the economy is going, I don't want to say exact numbers, but I've heard that gold could go up to 10,000 times 10,000. So basically, if you buy $1,000 worth of gold, it could be worth $10,000 in the near future. So all that to be said, I want to set you guys up to to see to see certain things like that. That's why SoCalQOL wants to partner with other not only people but other corporations or other entities that support those types of investments. Now, that's just one side of it. There's three sides, okay? We have the commodities, right? Gold, silver, palladium. I think they do Bitcoin too on Gold Money. But all that to be said, it's not they don't do Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure they don't do Bitcoin. I could look it up, but as far as, you know, real estate goes, I'm still working on that. I'm actually getting my real estate license right now, which is fun because I'm studying again, just like I did with the Series 65. Although I expect to pass, so that's okay. And I think I have 2 years to do it, or it's been a while now, but at least a year from now. So, but the last thing was, businesses, and I'm not even talking about SoCal right now. SoCal QOL is it's me. Like this is this is who I am, and all if the only thing that SoCal QOL did for the rest of my life, 40 plus years, in the future, the only thing it did was add value to you guys for free from social media, I'd be happy. 100%. My expectation is to hire employees, is to build at scale and have multiple offices, multiple locations, multiple programs from, obviously wellness. But I sell life insurance, I sell health insurance. There's certain things in that can provide you some type of wellness. And I'm sure we'll talk about it in the future. But for right now, I just want to throw out some concepts. Now, one of the things I was going to mention before when I was talking about music was I spent 20 years. 20. I want to drop a whole bunch of F bombs, but I'm not going to because there's no reason to. But I spent 20 years. I spent a long freaking time with music. And the saddest part about that was, yes, it was fun. Yes, I'm decent at the music thing. I actually probably teach it and or help other people do music more than just doing music myself. But that's because of who I am. Like I like working in groups. I like mentoring, building up. I was a quote unquote pastor at a church, a few churches. So I like the shepherding. I like seeing people grow and develop themselves to do this one thing that I know how to do. That is something that adds value to me. But out of the 20 years of playing guitar, I made more money in the past 3 or 4 months, literally selling stuff on eBay. Selling stuff on eBay. And I can't believe it's 20 minutes in, and I'm just now starting with eBay because that was like the main topic of this discussion. So I pray that I don't go too long, guys. But I know I've mentioned before that one of the only things that gets me going and just gets me super excited every day is when I get those damn notifications on my phone. So and so just put a bid on your eBay item, or you you have a new offer on this item. I get so excited. It's hilarious. Like it makes my day. It literally makes my day. It'll be like $5, if that. I don't think I've sold anything lower than 5. I could be wrong, but I mean, even today, I sold a Star Fox N64 game. It was my last N64 game of my little collection that I had since I was 10. It was no box, no nothing. I think I actually wrote on the console, the cartridge too. So I had to clean it all off and, at least make it look presentable. For $10. I sold it for $10. Even with the fees, made at least 8, made the least 7 if I had to like buy extra shipping tape, or I've never paid for a box. You find a box anywhere. Literally, my neighbors get stuff from Amazon. They know I sell stuff on eBay. They just drop off boxes on my porch. And like I said, other than like losing weight and having that empowerment, I get so excited when I sell stuff on eBay. Now you might be saying to yourself, "Well, Scott, why eBay? Why?" Well, that's just for me. I like eBay because it works. I've tried Craigslist, tried Let Go. There's one other one. You guys know the other one. If you don't, look it up. But OfferUp, there you go. OfferUp, Let Go, Craigslist, no bueno for me. There's something about it that it just doesn't have the consistency that eBay has. It doesn't have the, I guess, like the mounds of security slash, it's just, I feel like eBay is the legit operation versus all the other ones are just kind of like trying to keep up, and they'll do anything to make it happen. Like there's actually a part of me that feels like Let Go. I think it's Let Go, that you put something up and they have like bots that either look at your item or bid on it or whatever, but then they pull out or they don't respond for the rest of the time. And that annoyed the shit out of me because, like I said, I love when I get things from eBay because I'm actually selling something, versus with any of the other ones, it's just a scam, or it's just, a waste of time. So I'm not really going to talk about Amazon because, one, I don't do that, at least yet. I was going to mention this. I'm going to a little. It's basically an e-commerce, like how to do your own online shop business thing on or this weekend. And so that there's actually a specific like course or class or topic that is setting up an Amazon like market or Amazon account or however they call it, so that it'll sell your stuff from eBay. So I was like, oh, I'm 100% down for that, because that's exactly what I would want through any of them. If I could sell something on Craigslist, or if I could put something up on, or sorry, if I could connect Craigslist, Let Go, and off up to my eBay, no problem. I would do that in a heartbeat. So I'm curious, and once I find out more information about that, I'll let you guys know. But here's I got to start like way back, and I apologize because this is long. and I didn't think it would be long. So when the economy goes down, our dollar is not going to be worth as much it is today for obvious reasons. Our dollar isn't going to have the reputation that it's had for the past how many decades. So what that means is that other than the tariffs, other than the reasons why, stuff from China and other things are going to get so expensive, other than those, physical dollar going to take more of those dollars to buy things in other countries because people aren't going to take it as serious. People aren't going to use that as, the standard. And so what that means is that we're going to have to be more resourceful. We're going to have to be smarter with our money. Yes, we're not going to be able to put stuff on credit as much anymore. We're not going to be able to, do the same lifestyle or have the same lifestyle that we've had. We're going to need to be smarter. But what also needs to happen is factories are going to pile up, but e-commerce, you're going to have an online business. It's just there's no way around it. So in order for me to buy the same $10 thing tomorrow, I'm gonna have to sell something on eBay because my job isn't going with inflation, or the dollars that they're giving me aren't giving me enough to pay for the thing that I used to pay for because of the dollar going down, or because the economy is crashing, or because blah 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 blah. So we need to be resourceful. And to me, right off the bat, I treated eBay like a business. So I set up systems. I have areas that I do the packaging. I have areas that I do the printing. I have the areas that I stock the products. I have a process that when I get the notification, it's during the day and I can actually make it to the post office, I will try my best to do that. Other times, if it's on the weekend and it's like Saturday night and there's a holiday on Monday, I'm like, well, obviously I'm not shipping this out till Tuesday, so I feel bad, but hey, is what it is. And to this day, I've only been doing it for like 5-6 months. To this day, though, I have never had a complaint. I have all positive reviews. So the business mentality, okay, your side hustle, the three categories we're talking about when it comes to making money, we're at least having income, having the mentality of where my finances going and coming from, and long term, what is that going to do for me? So as I think about eBay, from the get, I treat it like a business. I actually write handwritten cards saying thank you for your purchase. Would you please give me a review on eBay? And thank you again, or have a great weekend, or happy new year. That to me is what we're all going to have to be doing. We're all going to have to be being resourceful to the point where, and it doesn't have to be eBay, but it has to be something that works for you. And you might be thinking, oh, well, Scott, I don't have extra money to buy stuff from, whether it be department stores like shoes and then flip them. You can look that stuff up on eBay if that gets you excited. Tried that like one time, made my money back, was like, nope, I'm good. It's like playing the lotto. Playing the lotto and winning the exact same amount you spent. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. It's fine. So when you start acting resourceful and thinking of side hustles and thinking about what would a business look like for myself, you can look at something like eBay, and like I brought up the scenario. Well, I don't have extra money. There's so much stuff in your house right now that you do not use. How many books do you have? Okay, pick 12 of the books in your house that you've never read, or if you did read, you'd be like, yeah, that's all right, whatever. Go on eBay, search the book, go to advanced search. It's like on the right hand side on the top. Go down to, and if you're on your phone, it's I think even better. You just look up filter, and then you click on sold, completed and sold items, or just sold, and then it'll automatically say completed, and search again, and all those green numbers, that's how much you could get for it. And you just take a picture of it. All the phones are amazing now. It can literally find your product, auto input all the information, the year the book was made, the author, what category it is in, any other details like dimensions and stuff, the weight. The only thing that you need to do is put in the price. And the newest thing, or at least for me, is basically like the buy it now, or like the store price. So I just put a price that I'm willing to sell it for, and there's no time frame other than like 30 days. And then after 30 days it'll just re-put it up. But then you could also do or best offer. And you four, maybe three. Put 350, and bid under 350 will get declined automatically. And you can actually see people's minds. It's pretty funny. The same person thing like a dozen times before they actually put in a real offer. So basically it takes the hassle out of like garage selling in that way. But yeah, I have made more money. And it sounds, when I put it this way, I don't want people to think like you can't make money playing music. What I'm saying is the way I wanted to do music was with my own music that I created basically for myself. But I just assumed that the market, and it didn't want. So that scheme of things, I made literally no money. I still have royalty checks I never even cashed because it was like 13 cents. I could literally go to the dollar store, buy something for $1, put it on eBay, and I'll probably sell it within the month. And it'll be $6, $3, $2. But guess what? It's better than 13 cents after 20 years. Kills me. Anyways, I wasn't thinking right. I wasn't thinking business minded. I wasn't thinking like, oh, that's one of the things I have to do with my life is have a business. Like if I would have known that, I would have seen the signs. I would have been like, wait a minute, wait. You're telling me that we're driving 2 states over to play at 12:30 at night in front of 4 people, spending $200, $300 in gas. If we get a hotel room, which we usually didn't because we were broke, and then coming back, and you're telling me like we're not even going to break even just for the thrill of it, just to say we did it. Now, obviously, there's ways that you could start businesses just for the thrill of it, but you'll probably end up making more money doing that than you will a hobby. We have to have businesses. We have to be resourceful. We have to be able to make money while we're sleeping. If you can make money while you're asleep and let automation and other platforms and other things, right now, you should be doing those things. Even if it's on top of whatever you're doing right now. Even if you have a full-time job, family, kids. I'm not going to say get your kids involved or get your wife involved, but that also would help. But having the concept there, having the initial thought of if I don't have money coming in at all times and money working for me, which is obviously more of the investments and commodities, but your business can do that too. I plan on actually hiring someone to help me with eBay. What's crazy is that I actually kind of see it as a wellness service. And I already have pack rats, we'll call them. But I have the potential to take someone's scenario that they have a whole bunch of stuff and they don't know what to do with it. It's ruining their life because mentally They're overwhelmed. Physically, they're overwhelmed. So environmentally, their wellness is terrible. Emotionally, they're stressed out, which is terrible. And maybe even financially, maybe they actually need the money. We need to have these things in place. We need to have these vehicles in place. Every single person, because of what the economy is going to do, and because of what's happening. I personally, this is the big, this is the big A bomb. Okay, the reason why I knew I wasn't supposed to be in the securities industry was because I don't think people are going to buy those products after this collapse. I don't think people are going to look at retirement the same way. I don't think people are going to see those as actual financial small business or even employee benefits. Small business or employee benefit waste of time. That's just me. Okay. I'm going to say it's SoCalQOL too, because we're going to that idea. But hey, other financial planners, other fiduciaries of retirement plans and stuff, they're gonna probably be fine. That's okay. Doesn't work for me. I want to help other people who don't have that, we'll call it a luxury, to be able to put extra money into the stock market for when they retire. I would rather help someone start a business that hopefully becomes, either family owned or goes through multiple generations to come, but that business ends up growing over the next 30 to 40 years to a point where the gentleman or the woman, that to me makes way more sense. It's just me. Granted, that's not coming from a business, but guess what I'm going to tell my employees? Oh, you want to have a retirement plan? Commodities, investments, and businesses. That's our financial employee benefit. Like, I want to help. I want to help them get there because I'm getting there. I'm still working on it, obviously. But that to me is where I see the future going. Why I couldn't do it the old way, and why I feel like we need to start now. We need to start in a place that's comfortable for us right now. So whatever that is, for me it's eBay. For you it might be something completely different, but the idea is you want the ability to make money without actually having to like work for it all the time. You put the initial time investment, the taking the pictures, the posting, the item, the doing all that good stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna start working with pack rats as a wellness service to get their stuff in the hands of people that actually need it and or just want it. But let me tell you, once you can't afford to go out to a nice restaurant, or once you can't afford to go on that nice trip that you usually go on every year because of what the economy is doing, because of how the income that you had isn't sufficing anymore because things are getting so much more expensive, that side hustle is going to look real nice. It's going to look real nice. And I think it's going to improve everyone. I think there's no shortage of improvements. You can't, I could complain, or I could hear someone complaining to me, put all my money in the stock market, or put all my money in my 401k, or put all my money in my IRA, and I don't know what happened, or I can't get it until I retire. But the mentality with starting a business is, well, I started a business, or I had this side hustle. This is what happened. I know you'll make money. I know you'll make money. But is it sustainable? Is it practical long term with like a family? Let's say you didn't have a family and then you have a family. Is it practical? I don't know. Is there something else probably that you could try? Yes. So what was the initial thing? You're not failing, you're not trying. We all need to start trying. Because if we don't start trying, we're going to blame other people. We're going to blame the government. We're going to blame the economy for our problems, and that's not who we are. We're not those people. I am excited to hear from you guys, whether it's tomorrow, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade. But I'm excited because I know in my heart this has more weight, more value than a retirement plan. It has more weight, more value for your family, for your traditions, for morals and ethics. You guys know we don't teach trades anymore. When you get a job, essentially what happens? You go to school. If you then go to college to learn and get a degree, then you go out in the real world. Right. The world is the schooling is just the degree. The schooling is just to tell you about the job, not how to do the job. What's the best way to do the job? Do the job. Fortunately, we don't do that anymore. We don't have we don't have the people in the free market building up people, at least as far as the baby boomers go. There's been a weird lapse in teaching trades. Even if the baby boomers learned the trades when they were younger, there it's not overlap. It's not continuing. So we got to start teaching trades again. We have to literally start teaching people how to make money, how to hustle, because it's what the country needs, but it's essentially what you need. It's what you need as an individual, as a homeowner, as a breadwinner, as the head of the household, girls and guys. We got to start being resourceful. We got to start. I mean, it's even going to go further. It's going to be making our own clothes, growing your own vegetables. It's going to be a time to remember, because you're going to remember, man, remember those days where we just bought all that stuff, didn't even think about it, didn't even blink an eyelash at spending a certain amount of money. Some friends of ours just went to Asia, but the main place they were telling us about was Thailand. They said they did a whole day's worth of stuff for $30. We're talking massages, we're talking big dinners, renting Vespas, just the works. Probably in America and or other countries that are more inclined to do so would probably end up having to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get that same lifestyle. And it's just a different location. It's just a different place with a different economy, different dollar. Imagine if that was here. Imagine if our compared to another was, we'll say 30%, or 300%, whatever, 30%, I don't know. One the value. What if? And if we don't stop printing money, we're going to end up like Venezuela. There's other, I think, countries in Africa. Here's a $1 trillion bill. Could I buy some milk, please? God's money is gold. It has the same value it had way back in the day, and it can be used for a lot of other things. It's not 100% of your income, or it's not 100% of your investments, but one of the things you should diversify in, other than real estate, other than having a business, but one of the things you should have. So we hit 45 minutes, you guys. I'm so appreciative of everything that you guys have done, are doing, and will do in the future for SoCalQOL, but more importantly for yourself. Add value to yourself, add value to others. If other people aren't adding value to you, I don't know what to tell you. Get rid of the negativity. Look at your finances. Are you financially well, or do you need more wellness in that? If you do, let's talk. DM me, email, whatever you got to do. Let's be more resourceful as not only Americans but individuals in this world. And I'm super encouraged to be a part of this conversation simply because I want to live it. I want to live it out. I want to walk the walk before I talk the talk. So hopefully you'll never hear anything from my mouth that I haven't done. But the best part is that if we can do it together and support each other, I hope that you take up my offers on any part of wellness. But this has been our Financial Friday, and I hope that your wellness in that is better for it. If it's not, tell me. I'll try to fix it. But you guys are awesome. SoCalQOL. We out. Woo!